Tara's quiet life at Jiko High School takes a dark turn when she uncovers Ayo's secret connection to an ancient river spirit. As the spirit demands an impossible sacrifice, Tara is thrust into a dangerous battle between royalty and survival. With the river's glowing fury and Ayo's life on the line, Tara must face her deepest fear to restore balance before it is too late. Once upon a time, in the small village of Jiko, a quiet girl named Tara was starting her first day at Jiko High School. The school was old, with tall trees around it, and one of them stood out more than the rest. It was a huge ancient tree at the edge of the school grounds, right next to the river. Tara has always been told by her grandmother that the river was special, that it was protected by spirits who could grant wishes, but only to those who respected the water. Tara loved the sound of the river, but she was too shy to make friends. That all changed when a new girl named Ayo transferred to Jiko High School. Ayo was mysterious, with long dark hair and eyes that seemed to sparkle whenever she smiled. She wasn't like the other kids. Ayo was always alone, always washing, always by the river. The students at Jiko High School started to whisper about her, saying strange things happened when she was around. Some said she was a witch, others thought she was just odd. One afternoon after class, Tara saw Ayo standing near the river bank. She wanted to ask her why she was always there, but something about the way Ayo moved made her stop. Ayo seems to be talking to the water. Tara hid behind the tree and watched in amazement as the water began to ripple. Ayo stretched out her hand, and the water rose, shimmering like silver. Tara's heart raced. She had heard stories of wishes and river spirits, but she never thought she would see something like this. The next day, Ayo approached Tara during lunch. "You saw me, didn't you?" she asked. Tara froze, unsure of what to say. Ayo's voice was calm, but there was something powerful beneath it. Tara slowly nodded. Ayo smiled, but it wasn't a kind smile. "You must never tell anyone what you saw," she whispered. "The river has secrets, and now so do you." Tara's mind was filled with questions. How did Ayo control the river? Was she really a witch, or something more? But more than that, Tara felt afraid. The river was dangerous, she knew that now, and Ayo was connected to it in ways Tara couldn't understand. But there was also something about Ayo that made Tara want to know more, to understand why she was so drawn to the river. Days passed, and Tara found herself spending more time near the river, just like Ayo. She watched the water flow, listened to its whispers, and sometimes thought she could hear voices, soft and distant. One evening, as the sun was setting, Tara saw Ayo again. This time, Ayo looked different. She was pale, and her eyes were dull, as if something was wrong. "Ayo, are you okay?" Tara asked, her voice shaking. Ayo didn't answer. She just stared at the water, her lips trembling. "They are coming," Ayo finally whispered. "The spirits, they are angry." Tara felt a chill run down her spine. The spirits? She remembered the stories her grandmother had told her. Stories of the river spirits that could either bless or curse those who disrespected them. Tara wasn't sure what to believe anymore, but she knew one thing: something bad was about to happen. Suddenly, the wind picked up, and the river began to churn violently. Ayo turned to Tara, her eyes wide with fear. "You have to help me," she pleaded. "I made a mistake. I didn't mean to anger them." Tara didn't know what to do. She wasn't like Ayo. She didn't have powers or a connection to the river. But Ayo needed her, and Tara couldn't just walk away. Taking a deep breath, Tara stepped closer to the river, her heart pounding in her chest. She could feel the energy coming from the water, powerful and ancient. The spirits were real, and they were washing. Ayo knelt by the water, her hands trembling, as she tried to calm the raging river. "It is too late," she muttered. "I can't control it anymore." Tara knelt beside her, not knowing what to do, but determined to help. The river roared louder, and the ground beneath them shook. Tara felt a strange warmth in her hands, and when she looked down, she saw that the water was responding to her. It was calming, just a little, as if it recognized her. Ayo gasped. You like me," she whispered, staring at Tara in disbelief. "The spirits, they listened to you." Tara was just as shocked as Ayo. How could this be happening? She wasn't a witch. She didn't have powers. But the river was listening to her, just like it listened to Ayo. Maybe the river chose them both for a reason. But before Tara could understand what was happening, a loud splash echoed through the air. Something was rising from the water. Something huge and dark, with glowing eyes that pierced through the night. The spirit of the river had awoken. It towered over them, its body made of swirling water and mist. Its voice was deep, like the rumbling of thunder. "You have disrespected the river," it boomed, its eyes fixed on Ayo. "You must pay the price." Ayo trembled, tears streaming down her face. "I'm sorry," she cried. "I didn't mean to." The spirit gaze turned to Tara. "And you," it growled. "You are different. The river has chosen you, but you must prove your worth." Tara's heart raced. How could she prove herself to a spirit? What did it want from her? But there was no time to think. The spirit was moving closer, its eyes glowing brighter. Tara had to act fast, or they would both be lost. With trembling hands, Tara reached out to the river, feeling its power surge through her. She didn't know what she was doing, but something inside her told her to trust the water, to let it guide her. The river responded, its current slowing, its anger fading. The spirit paused, watching her closely. "You are brave," it said, its voice softer now, but bravery alone is not enough. The river demands respect. It demands balance. Tara nodded, her mind racing. Balance. That was the key. The river wasn't a force to be controlled. It was alive, and it needed to be respected. Taking a deep breath, Tara spoke to the spirit, her voice steady despite her fear. "I'm sorry for what Ayo did," she said, "but I promise we will make things right. We will respect the river, and we will never forget its power." The spirit stared at her for a long moment, its glowing eyes searching her. Finally it nodded. "Very well," it said, "but remember this, the river is not to be played with. You have been warned." With that, the spirit disappeared back into the water, and the river returned to its peaceful flow. Ayo collapsed beside Tara, her face pale, but relieved. "Thank you," she whispered. "I don't know how you did it, but you saved us." Tara didn't know how she did it either, but one thing was clear. The river had chosen her, just like it had chosen Ayo. And now they were both bound to it, for better or worse. And Tara journeyed to unveil why Ayo was connected to the river in the first place.